Shalom.
Shalom.
First off, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. We give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us truth and will well. And salutations to hopeful that person is truth and honesty and sincerity. We the brothers out of GMS Kansas City Camp, a couple of brothers just doing a quick sit down through the spirit in response to Isupk. And they straight up literally are commending sin and justifying sinful behavior, specifically adultery and the use of drugs, heroin and cocaine, or whatever they want to say that it's okay to do. So, we're just hopping through the spirit, man, to condemn that, because we got to defend the gospel. We at the end times, and you're going to have more scoffers and scorners and more wicked false prophets arising that are going to come out and tell you that all the things of the commandments we're told not to break, they're going to tell you each individual one to justify doing it. Mm-hmm. And that's what Isupk doing. These are brothers that are supposed to be baptized in the truth because they found out they're Israelites and taught to keep the law, statute, commandments. But instead, they prophesy at their own hearts for their own desires to justify all the wicked behaviors that they don't want to shake. They want to hold on to adultery, obviously, and they want to hold on to doing drugs. So they just came out with a lesson of a worldly situation that you don't even fucking be speaking on, for real. Mm-hmm. Shit was set up and fake it regardless. Distractions. And you're going to sit here and use that situation to justify what you really want to do in your hearts or what you've been doing underneath closed doors, man. Mm-hmm. So fuck you niggas, but we're going to get into it and condemn this bullshit, what the dude said. I think the best way we can open it up is if we can just play the audio, bro, of him speaking. Yeah. So the audience that's in the lesson knows exactly what we're referring to, because some people might not have seen that video yet. But y'all can just hear what this dude says, man. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna play that real quick, bro.
Yeah, kind of. While bro is pulling it up, like a secondary part title to this video is gonna be entitled "Watch What You Say on Wax," man. Because as me and bro were talking before we cut on the camera, it's a lot of new Israelites that are easily impressionable. A lot of people that are easily gullible. So if you put the wrong word out there, they're going to get the wrong impression and, misscrew what this whole thing is about, man. This thing is not really about Yahushai. It's not about, getting your rocks off for another man's woman.
Kind of.
You got it.
That's right. So we're going to play this quick video real quick. Y'all can just hear the audio. You won't be able to see the screen, but at least y'all can hear it.
Chris Rock should do. This will be my counsel to him. Chris Rock cannot beat Will Smith in a fight, more than likely. Will Smith trains for action movies. And he's probably well trained with all kinds of martial arts and fighting styles and guns. But if he truly wants revenge, and Chris Rock must get revenge in the spirit of Christ, he has to do it, or else he won't be a man. Let me tell you what my counsel, if Chris Rock was a man under my supervision, this is what I would counsel him to do. This is the only way Will Smith would understand. Chris Rock cannot fight him. Chris Rock cannot assault him. But you know what Chris Rock can do? Chris Rock can fuck his wife. And that's what he should do.
The loudest voice laughing was a nigga woman. The first voice laughing was a woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say nigga women because, they still Israelites. But still, man, it was a woman. And you have people applauding that right after he made that statement, man. See what I'm saying? This is why Great Millstone is on the earth. Not only is we prophets, for, the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, first and foremost, but we also the police of Israel, man.
That's right.
You're not gonna get nothing past us, man. Every move that you niggas make, we gonna make 1,000 videos to correct y'all ass because it needs to be done, man.
That's right.
You got it.
That's right. This guy said that if he was his counsel, let me rewind it.
Somebody must get revenge in the spirit of Christ. He has to do it, or else he won't be a.
All right. Look. First of all, in this society, in this world, there is no revenge for what these wicked ass bitches do.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about that.
Kind.
I mean, yes, you're supposed to be grievous in the spirit, and if your brothers want to execute their judgment for what that woman is doing, that's on them. But as far as in this society, if you want to execute the righteous judgment, revenge, it would be off with her fucking head. Yeah, you would kill the bitch. Yeah. For doing that shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what's supposed to happen. But you got this bitch clapping in the background justifying the adultery behavior for something that woman's supposed to be killed for, man. So now you're going to condone to tell them to do the exact same thing again? Mm-hmm. Isn't it the shit that made Will Smith that damn bugged out in the first place? Was this woman committed adultery?
Woman. Yeah. Got him on camera. And then she put his simple ass nigga on video to talk about it.
Right. Yeah.
It ain't supposed to be no what they call like healing discussions.
Right.
The true healing for that offense is her being put to death, man.
That's right.
If Jada Pinkett was put to death for that act, we wouldn't have this situation that we talked about now.
That's right. She put it on blast on public, like, bro, like you said. Here she is. She put the man that she fucked sitting next to her on this platform. Yeah, I did it. I had an entanglement with him. Yep. And that's a fancy word for saying you blew his ride. You sucked and you fucked this nigga, man. And you got away with it because we in this hellhole. That's a perfect example of what I just said. Mm-hmm. There ain't shit really you could really do about that for real. Mm-hmm. All you gotta do is pray how about your mouth shot to get judgment. If you're a man of the Lord, he will execute that judgment for the adultery. He'll cause a death to happen on your behalf. But we can't physically do a damn thing about it. All we can do is cuss the bitch out and be done with her. I mean, some brothers might be able to put hands on their woman, whatever. That's their business. They want to do that. But what follows with it? Ultimately, when we try to put judgment in our hands, we go to prison. We get our kids taken away. We get our home taken away. We get our vehicle taken away. Everything XYB is just for you to try to execute that judgment. Mm-hmm. So for him to make that statement saying that if he does nothing, it's XYB, that's bullshit. You really can't do anything but give it to you. How about your mouth shy hand, man?
Yeah, talking about Chris Rock must take revenge.
Yeah, like that shit off, man. Ain't no way you can do that. You can't really get the real righteous revenge is what's in the scriptures. Yeah. The bitch and the man are supposed to be put to death. That didn't happen. So now you're telling the righteous judgment is for him to go fuck the wife again? Yeah. And put a case on another man?
Well, what we gonna do is we gonna go to the precept that this man used to justify that behavior, and we gonna correct it because this is a personal judgment that Yahweh Shem Yahshua put on King David.
That's right.
This is not code. This is not law on what you do when somebody wrongs you, man.
That's right. And real quick before we bring that out, I'm gonna play out because he's got another death sentence that he just put on himself, but he justified another thing. That was just the first, was adultery. But this nigga didn't stop there. Which means it goes to show what's really in these men's spirit. This is why you gotta follow the real prophets, man, the righteous men. Watch who the fuck you're following, and pay attention to the congregation, how they're responding to certain things that's clearly supposed to be corrected with scriptures. Mm-hmm. Because this dude goes further. He didn't just stop at the adultery. Look what else he adds, man.
Let me tell you what my counsel, if Chris Rock was a man under my supervision, this is what I would counsel him to do. This is the only way Will Smith would understand. Chris Rock cannot fight him. Chris Rock cannot assault him. But you know what Chris Rock can do? Chris Rock can fuck his wife. And that's what he should do. He should do that. He should buy some of that good heroin. He should buy some of that good heroin. They got good heroin down here in Kensington. Kensington got excellent heroin, excellent cocaine, pure in New York. He should get some of that weed from California or some of that cocaine from Philadelphia, and he should go and talk to Jada Pinkett. You know what he should do? He should befriend her son. He should go make friends with her son. He should come over and help.
Hey, that's in the scriptures too. That goes into coveting another man's wife. So he just clearly went against scriptures, man. That's coveting another individual to get to another man's wife by going through the son. Mm-hmm. And he just, as you heard, said go get some heroin and go get some weed, right?
Yeah, cocaine.
Where's that in the scriptures, man? What the fuck?
Say, listen, I want to squash this beef. I'm sorry about what I said about your head. You know, that was wrong. Me and Jaden here playing video games here. He should start playing with Jaden Smith, and he should fuck the shit out of Jada Pinkett.
If you see something, say something.
That's what we doing.
That's exactly what we're talking about, man. So here it is. Now you hear it exactly what we're referring to, and why we so turned up in the spirit and angry at this shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is what goes on, man. This is what these niggas and these false camps you following that we always condemn and tell you, warn you people about. This is what they believe in. This is the ISUBK, man. And how many other camps we tell you to stay away from?
Right.
Because they carnal. This is just one camp bringing out some shit that's clearly off against scriptures.
Yeah, kind. And with these guys, man, they don't stick to the scriptures, because there is times if you watching these men live streams or you watching these men shows, there is a minimum amount of precepts that's being pulled out. So when men start to get to babbling, and get away from the script, there's no telling what may come out, man. That's why we say, watch what you say on wax, man. When we cut on these cameras, we try to speak the accurate and most pure words, most pure conversation that we've had, man. Because this thing is that serious. But you want to go into the Samuel out?
Yeah, we can bring it out. Because everything you just heard, they tried to justify it with this scripture.
Yeah.
And this scripture only specifically applied to King David's situation. And we're going to break that down, man.
Yeah. This is 2 Samuel chapter 12. We're going to start at verse 7. In the video, they started verse 12. They didn't get the context. We're going to get it. Verse 7, it says, And Nathan said to David, Thou art the man. Thus saith the Lord of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul. And I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and house of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things. So the Most High is saying it's a light thing for him to bless King David with a new house, with some new women, man. You don't have to go the adultery route, because that's what King David did. King David committed adultery, man. So the Most High is telling you, he's like, man, bro, if it was really that deep, I would have gave you 10 more Johns that look better than the one you lusting after, man.
Right, and he probably did already gave him so many Johns to see, man. I mean, he blessed the Lord made specific. He gave him wives, he gave the house, he gave him everything he needed. But what niggas do is when they see another man's beautiful woman, that's why the scriptures say you're not supposed to look, your eyes are not supposed to look upon another man's wife. Because here it is, hey, he saw something that he liked, and he saw her naked, bathing on top of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So he's,
peeping. Yeah.
And here it is, her husband. She clearly has a husband, but he's off to war to fight for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's scheming, saying, there's got to be a way I can get her. Here it is, you got everything that you need, but there's got to be a way I can get her. So go ahead, read on, bro.
And it says, Wherefore thou despise the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight. So, hey, the Most High sees the act of adultery as evil, regardless of who's doing it, even King David, right? It says, Wherefore thou despise the commandment of the Lord to do evil, thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and taken his wife to be thy wife. So the Most High sees that as evil, and has slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house.
There you go. And the reason what that's explaining is that King David had it set up for that man to be killed, because there's a law saying that if a woman's husband dies, she is free to go be another man's wife because she's widowed, especially if she's of marriageable age. So he thought he saw a loophole to commit the sin and try to justify the shit. So what he did is set it up. He set her husband up on a death mission that he was no way gonna survive. So she had him killed. That's what the brother's reading. Right.
And bro, as bro said, these niggas trying to make loopholes, man. Mm-hmm. Just because a man slapped you and humiliated you on national TV, now you're justified to fuck his wife?
Right. What the fuck?
And bring heroin and cocaine to her?
And Chris Rock wasn't off for bringing out. I mean, he called her out, he made fun or whatever, but hey, this bitch has put herself out there like that. That's what we do as prophets. We call all niggas and bitches out. We see a married woman, she's going off, we say, hey, that woman's she's an adulterous whore. You hear us calling people out on camera. We're allowed to do that. Because that's just righteous judgment. We're judging. And if you caught a woman in the act of adultery, you're supposed to call it out, bring her for the congregation. She's supposed to be put to death if she be found guilty, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Chris Rock is bringing out, hey, this woman is cheating on Will, you know, openly. Then this nigga's going ahead and take her back and accept it, do all this other shit. Why? Because they put their business out there publicly for it to be spoken on.
Mm-hmm.
So he speaks on the shit while in the crowd. Okay, he feels some type of way. He gonna get up and smack him, right? So now that you're gonna create, like the brother said, a loophole.
Yeah. Yeah.
This means he can go and do the exact same act that happened again. Go fuck his wife again by another nigga. Who knows how many niggas she already done had that shit happen to again.
Yeah.
But you hear this, you just justified the shit.
And it says, now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife.
Hey, it says the sword will not depart from the house. Why is that? I'm going to bring out this precept real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Leviticus 20:10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, and the adulterer, and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Does it sound like that is something that is okay to do? So that's why the sword wasn't going to depart from his house. That's because the judgment, the sentence for adultery is straight up death.
Yeah.
There's no loopholes with that. So eventually, if you do that shit, you're going to be put to death, man.
Yeah. Yep. And this where it says, verse 11, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thine own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son, which is humiliating. Mm-hmm. That's humiliation. That doesn't mean that that's okay just because a man does you wrong. No, Yahweh Shem Yahshai was making an example out of King David because he fucked up, man.
That's right. I got another precept.
You got it. Yeah.
This is the book of Exodus 21.
I can read it for you. Yeah.
God, go ahead, bro.
What you got?
Exodus 21. And we'll go to start at 23.
This Exodus 21, verse 23. It says, if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot.
There it is, man. So that's why Yahushua did that shit, because this man had this guy put to death, man. Had him killed so he can get at his wife. So what Yahushua did, what did he say? What we just read in the other precept? He said, hey, look, I'm going to have your wives given up and taken away. Did that mean that's all the nation of Israel to do that shit?
Yeah.
No, that was ordained by Yahushua for specific judgment catered to King David for what he did. Okay? That's it. That don't mean you create a loophole and pick and choose. This guy did this.
Yeah.
He hit you and he humiliated you, so you go ahead and fuck
Let's
his
go
wife
back
out.
to that one precept.
No, man. Like what? There's so many scriptures we're gonna bring out that show you that was not allowed. That's not allowed. Adultery is not allowed, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord didn't even allow adultery. That was just punished because why? The Lord creates. He controls the left hand and the right hand side.
Right.
So yeah, it was an evil act that happened, but the Lord ordained that to happen to King David because of what he did. He took another man's life to get at his wife.
Right.
Did Will Smith take another man's life to get at Jacob Pinkett? Jada Smith, whatever her name is. As far as we know, to the best of our concern, no.
Mm-hmm.
This bitch committed adultery on him in an entanglement.
Yeah. What you got out?
That's it on that, bro. But if you can bring that other precept you had out one more time.
2 Samuel.
Yeah. When you
going back to 2 Samuel 12 and 11, it said, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thy own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son.
There you go. Hey, that's the point right there. That's what the guy brung out, Isupk, to try to say that, to justify the words he just said. And that's the only point he brought out. He didn't bring out any points to talk about the heroin and the cocaine he also said to use. And he gave out specific titles and names of heroin. How the fuck you know, nigga?
Yeah.
Unless you doing this shit.
Kensington.
Specific locations where to get it and everything, man.
And, hey, bro, that's the slums.
Right.
if you know cities, Kennington is like the slum part of Philadelphia, man.
Con.
But you niggas is very familiar with the area because that's who you recruit from, man.
Right. That's what you about. Still to this day, while you out there teaching, you niggas is secretly doing that shit, man. Otherwise, it wouldn't have came out your mouth for you to tell them to go do it and where to go buy it.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate it.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Proverbs chapter 17, verse 27. He that hath understanding spareth his words, and the man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. Even the fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise. And he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. You see what I'm saying? So with a lot of these guys, it's a lot of vain babbling, as brothers did put in the comment boards, man. But sometimes if you don't speak on a fucking certain situation, you want to be counted wise. Because before he started saying that matter, he said, "My counsel on this, my counsel on the situation."
Right.
But you a fucking fool. If you would have shut your fucking mouth, you wouldn't look as stupid as you do today, man.
Right. And your counsel is off, man.
Yeah.
It's not our counsel.
Yeah.
It's Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's counsel.
Yeah.
But your counsel is not of that.
Yeah, like he just some high judge.
Right.
I'm gonna read that again. Proverbs 17 and 17. He that had knowledge spareth his words, which means if you have knowledge on something, or if you want a certain level, sometimes you ain't gotta speak on certain things, man. Sometimes you just let the spirit handle things, you know, because one way or another, brother gonna speak on it. He that had knowledge spareth his words, and the manner of understanding is of an excellent spirit. So if you have an excellent spirit, you're going to show that not only off camera, but when we hit the record button, as we said earlier, man, we're gonna be on point as possible, man.
God.
Yeah,
That's right, bro. And just to back up the point, when he said what my counsel would be, what I would tell him to do, is Ezekiel 13 and 2. Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, and say thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts. Hear ye the word of Yahweh. Yeah. And what was the word we brung out on adultery? Not to fucking do it. And if you do it, you be put to death.
That's right.
And you go sit up here and try to say to go do it, and what your counsel would be on it. You just prophesied out your own hearts. That's your own counsel. Mm-hmm. You didn't hear the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, or you heard it. You just turned your back on it because you love adultery so much. And obviously you steadily doing that in your congregation. How many of them other men in your congregation's wives you done secretly been fucking under that one precept you just brung out?
Yeah, or you lusted after. Even if you ain't physically, pull your rod out in front of the John.
Right.
You still around the John because you allow that in your congregation.
That's right. Yep. That's why you got Johns clapping in the congregation in the video. You can hear him. Yeah.
Yeah. So you might not have, pulled your thing out and did your thing with her, but you over there, you looking this way, but then you side-eyeing her like that, man.
That's right.
Yeah, Howard Shaw spoke on that, man. But this is why GMS, we today, a lot of video or some videos came out of, hey, no women comes to the camp, man.
That's right.
We set boundaries, man. That's the thing. You other camps, you don't have no boundaries.
That's right. We don't have women that are part of the camp. Somebody asks our women what camp you out of. The response is supposed to be, oh, well, my husband is this, but I'm not in the camp. You women are not in the camp. You're not a part of the congregation.
Yeah. Okay?
If there's a camp, that camp is established by the husband and his house where you're supposed to be, and you learn from the husband only. Not in the fucking room, in a damn building, church building or office building, or wherever, clapping in the background about a nigga talking about adultery's okay.
Right.
You don't have that shit going on. That's confusion, man. You get wives getting passed around and shit in these other fucking camps, man. You best believe that shit going on, man. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. That's why brothers in GMS, we don't have our wives around other brothers, man.
Right.
To the best of our ability.
Right.
Now, brothers fellowship at their house or something like that, and the woman lived there, that's one thing, but she stays out the way, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we ain't gonna make it a point.
We go parade her around, have her on her fucking arm.
Yeah.
smooching up on her in front of all the other. What's the point of doing that, man? Because obviously, if you saw some fine shit out of her, don't you think another brother gonna look? Hey, she look good to me too.
God, yep.
That's why you fucking women need to stop not be fucking seen, man.
Yep. That's hard. That's hard for y'all to do. You got something like?
This is the book of Revelation 22 and 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to sit there and say that he should go do this, you're trying to take away from the words of the book. Because what do the words of the book say? Adultery is forbidden.
Yep. And Tazari Quack, you dropped the ball when you didn't rebuke dude for saying that.
Yeah. That should have been the first thing you did. The only video you should have made after that point is straight on that nigga.
You should have said he going off. But what you did, you acknowledged the oil leak. And not only did you acknowledge it, you pulled out the precept that we corrected you on. You pulled out the precept to justify what that man said, man.
That's right. Yep. He didn't fix the leak. He just went and pulled the plug for the oil to come flowing out.
Mm-hmm.
You created a whole nother hole, man.
Yeah.
And you the elder of your congregation, right? You're supposed to rebuke before all and kick that nigga out the camp, man.
Right.
Hey, he's not a part of us. He wasn't supposed to say that. What the fuck he got this shit from? That's the wrong breakdown on this. He's out of there.
Yeah. Even if he has, cause I heard he got higher rank over Tazari Quack. But even Tazari Quack, for you to stick around after that, you're suspect, man.
Right.
You're suspect because you're worried about how would I look, amongst the congregation if I left. But you know what he said was fucked up, and you can't correct it because you scared of men.
That's right.
I got something for you.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Matthew chapter 12, verses let's start at verse 34. Matthew 12 and 34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Let's deal with that first, man. Out of the abundance of the heart, which is your mind, to speak is coming out of your mouth, man. So if you constantly thinking of, as we said, man, adultery on your mind, other men's women is on your mind, man, that's what you gonna speak on, bro.
Right.
Under any circumstances. Not us, like speaking me personally, but anybody in GMS, under any circumstances, are we not going to tell you to go fuck another man's wife?
No, it's not going to ever
We
happen.
don't think like that, man.
No.
And even like when you in the world and you just, let's say you at the mall and you kind of peep with John, but you ain't focused and you see it with a man, you kind of look away, like you don't even want to look at her, man.
Right. Yep. God. That's right, bro. Because that's the right spirit to be in.
God.
And it sucked as hellhole. You wouldn't be seeing that shit like that. But it happens.
Yeah.
That's why you women supposed to be at home, man. Not seen. Because we see Johns all the time. Man, be a badass John walk past the camp. There's no man around. So brothers, what? I claim it.
Yeah.
Right. But really, say she might have a husband.
But we not scoping women with men.
Right.
If we see that, you gotta turn the switch off in your mind. But it says, hey, O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Hey,
there you go. Because the guy that called into the show,
yeah,
he said, what? Oh, that sounds good. What the fuck? It sounds good to want to go fuck Jada Pinkett for what this motherfucker did, man?
Yeah.
Or what's her name? Jada Smith, I guess?
Jada Pinkett Smith.
So you that's the first thing that caller called in. Oh, that sounds good.
Right.
But is it cool? Can I go do this now?
Right.
That's what the guy was asking.
He want the green light.
And you just gave him the green light to go do it, man.
Off one precept, man. Y'all tweaking.
And that precept did not apply to the situation at all, man.
Yeah, we proved that.
That specific judgment was catered to King David only, man. That type of judgment wasn't catered to everybody. Now, as a curse, all of Israel, our wives, would be whores in the streets, what the scripture says.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, that's just what it is. That's why it's hard as fuck to find a virgin as a grown ass man. So we do what we do. We get our harvests for a few pieces of silver and barley, and tell them, hey, don't play the whore no more. And that's when we deal with women like that. They're not in the truth or nothing like that, and this is what it is, man. There's nothing much we can offer. That doesn't mean we can go willfully go take another man's wife that's clearly dealing with her.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it says, a good man out of the good Matthew 12:35. A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things. And an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. See what I'm saying? This goes back to what we were saying. It's all about what kind of conversation are you having in here? What kind of thoughts are you having in here, man? And we know that there's weaknesses in all of us. If adultery is your weakness, or women is your weakness, you pray to Yahweh to rid you of that, man. You don't find loopholes like these guys to justify that behavior.
Right.
I'm gonna read that again if you want to speak on it.
Yeah.
A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things.
Right. So the Lord knows your heart and what you're really desiring. So out of these men's hearts is coming out evil things. It's not good things. What good things is coming out? Other than telling brothers that they're Israelites. That's it, man. What other good things your congregation is talking about? Oh
yeah, Khan, because he said he put that on Christ, man.
Right.
If you go to the beginning of the video of the Captain Mahayim, I think his dude, he mentioned Christ, man. He don't even say Yahweh Shai. That's what's on his mind.
Damn. Niggas all the way gone, man.
But it says, verse 36, but I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall get account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
There you go, man. So you ain't getting away for shit that y'all talking about. You can try to do some slick shit and try to cover up what you said and try to justify it with a precept.
Mm-hmm.
No, man.
Yeah, no.
Because we just exposed that precept don't apply to that situation whatsoever.
Yeah.
Nowhere is that condoned within the scriptures, man. Mm-hmm. Even Yahweh, even though he had it happen to his wives got took up by other men, he still wasn't happy with that. It was just eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, because that's what King David did, okay? And that man was probably a righteous man that got put to death like that, got his wife snatched up by King David.
Yeah, Con, you're right. Yeah. So
that wasn't right. So that was a specific judgment catered for that specific situation that applied to King David only, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not for you niggas to go pick and choose and say, I'm going to apply this judgment Yahweh did. And tell him, hey, if another man gets smacked, instead of throwing hands with each other and smacking back, I'm going to tell him go fuck his wife. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm going to get some heroin and go fuck his wife.
Right.
It's niggas in the world that don't even think that fucking crazy, man.
Right.
You talk about go get some of the purest cocaine in fucking Philadelphia and fuck another man's wife, man.
Right. You talking death sentence.
Right. Niggas buy an MD 2020 to go fuck another man's wife. They ain't buying no coke.
Right. What the fuck you talking about, man? They don't even gotta be that damn extreme. Like,
hey, it ain't justified, but we just saying you talking about going overboard, man.
Yeah, you talking some fuck shit, man. The real way to handle that as men is you square up, right? Throw hands. Good. He hit you, you hit him back. Ain't that what your parents tell you? Somebody hit you in school, hit their ass back, right? Right. So what was that? You could have came out with that statement, but you gotta come up with this whole situation of fucking another man's wife because that's what you thinking about doing for all of the men's wives in your congregation. Yeah. Hey, if any of y'all listening, you follow Isupk, run, man. Right. Get the fuck away from these niggas, man, in that group, man. Right. Because this is what they want to do to your wives, man.
Yeah. Yeah. They still trying to say black people.
Right.
You got it.
And that's another point. Whatever you got. Another point, because he said go as far as plotting to talk to Jada's son to get to fuck Jada. This is Exodus 20:17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Okay, so that's Will's son that you just told him to go covet to go fuck his wife. That's crazy, man. Everything you said, there's nothing that's just justified in that behavior, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not one thing. This is 2 Timothy 3:13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Right.
So it's not surprising that this dude's coming out with this doctrine, this breakdown of adultery is good to happen now.
Yeah. These are the same men that said John the Baptist is not a man of the Lord. When in the scriptures, Yahushua himself said there's no greater prophet than John the Baptist, man. But we see these scriptures are coming to life. You see what I'm saying? This truth is real, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we see it the way these men is acting.
That's right, bro.
But I'm gonna read this Matthew 12 one more time, man. Just to set the tone. It says, for by thy words, Matthew 12:37. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned, man. So not just a message for ISUPK, this is a message for all Israelites, man. All the ones that had a spirit to teach. Watch what you say on these videos, man.
That's right.
Watch what you say off the camera, man. Because for by thy word thou shalt be justified, and for by thy word thou shalt be condemned, man. It's angels watching. And this is the year to turn up, man. This is not the time to be out here talking about fucking another man's wife. This is not the time to be talking about the RFID chip is not the MOTB. Just hey, that's whatever you got, dog.
God, that's it, man.
I mean, with that, we're going to close it out. Lord willing, this edifying. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Brakatham, Shalom, Shalom.
Yabashim Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.